Hey, welcome back. In this video, let's discuss about some of the common errors which we get from Python. Okay, so this is the list. This is not the full list of errors which we can get from Python, but this is the most common ones, which I think these are the most common ones which we will get. Okay, so first of all, we have the syntax error for any sort of invalid syntax. Okay. Then we have the indentation error for wrong indentation. Okay. Then we have the name error. If we want to access some variable which is not defined, we get the name error. Okay. Then we have the type error. So whenever we are having some sort of mismatch of data types, then we will have the type error. Then we are having the value error. So we are getting the right type of data inside of a function, but the value is inappropriate. Then we get the value error. Then we have the index error. Whenever we want to access some sort of an index in an iterable, for example, in a list, and that index is not valid, basically, for example, if you are accessing a list with the 4 items and you are accessing the 6th item, so then this index will not exist, right? So we will get the index error. Now here is the key error. So we get the key error when we want to access a key inside of a dictionary which does not exist. Okay. And then we have the attribute error. So if we want to call some sort of a method which does not exist, then we get the attribute error. Okay. So these are the most common errors in Python. Okay, so this list which I have written down here, you don't have to memorize anything, right? So whenever you are getting some sort of an error in your code, the thing which you can do, you can just copy that particular error, go to Google or ChatGPT and just paste it down that error and see what exactly is that error saying. Okay, so this is basically the errors in Python. And in the upcoming videos, we will be discussing more about the errors and how we can handle the errors properly in Python. Okay. So let's see some of the things in action as well. So first of all, what we can do, we can just do something like the syntax error, def name and colon, something like that. If I just do this one, run the program, we will get the syntax error. Okay, so let's see some other thing. For example, if I just do not indent it properly, so if I just add the function but do not indent the properly, so let's do print hi. Okay, run the program, we are getting the indentation error here. Okay, so as you can see, many of the times if you are using VS Code as your code editor, so you will get these sort of warnings and errors inside of the VS Code as well. And one of the things which I want to point out here in this video is an extension. So if I just go to the extension, it is this one. As you can see here, we are getting the errors from the PyReply extension. So okay, so this is the extension by Meta. You can install this extension in your VS Code and you should get some more error hints whenever you are making some sort of a mistake in your code. Okay, awesome. So this is our extension here. Okay, I will just get rid of this one, get rid of this one. Okay, so this is how we can get some of the errors. So the thing is right now, like, hey, if we are getting some sort of an error like the syntax error, we can fix that. So many of the times we cannot fix the error properly in the code. So in that case, we have to handle the error properly and display some sort of an error message like, hey, there was some error or something like that. Okay, so we will see that in action in the upcoming videos. All right.